In this video, I want to bring my old digital LA324 dot matrix printer back to life and do some first printing with it. Hello viewers, welcome back to another episode, and this episode is about something what's missing in my environment at the moment. This is a printer, and you can see here this is a printer. This is a digital LA324 multi-printer. This is a dot matrix printer with 24 pins, and I owned the printer for a long time, but I think I didn't use it for 15, 16, 17 years. This printer at the moment is not really working. Maybe something is also broken. You can see here the display. Maybe the display is broken, I don't know. And it's also really dirty inside. So I think I have to clean the whole printer. So I will open the printer now and we'll clean it. And I think also this ribbon here, this is, I think, not working anymore. But fortunately I have this box here. And I own new ribbon cartridges, so I'm able to use a new one. And when this is not working, but the cartridges are mechanically okay, I can also refurbish it with this ink, and then I can maybe hope that one of the cartridges are working. So the printer is not working at the moment. It's turning on. Maybe you can hear the van. There's a van inside. But the display does not show anything, and all these three LEDs are on, but nothing is happening when I use any of these buttons. I think I will take it apart now and have a look inside. Maybe there's some mechanical issue or electrical issue, so I have to check it. And when the printer is working, I can do several things with it. I can connect it to a terminal, but that's my first test. I will connect it to a terminal, but later on I can also connect it to a terminal server, and then I can use some kind of printing queue in VMS and try out several things when a printer is connected to a VEX or Alpha or terminal server, so to my whole cluster. printer apart, and yeah, I've cleaned everything. The acoustic foam is completely disintegrating, so I've removed all of the foam and I've removed everything, but there is it was very dirty inside. But it's still does not work. I think the problem is the printer tries to move the paper transport roll, and yeah, it's very hard to move with the hand as well. So I think there is a problem here, a mechanical problem, and then some kind of theft test fails. Therefore, I have to check the whole transport system and clean the whole transport system, and maybe put some oil into that parts here, just that everything will be smoother soon, and I think then the self-test will be okay. And let's have a look at different parts, what we can see here. So this is the motor for the head to move it left and right, and here is the motor for the transport. It's down there for the paper transport system, and this is the printing head with the 24 pins, and I think this is one of the main logic boards, and behind, underneath that part here, is the power supply, and here's the fan, and I think this is also some kind of logic just for communication. You can see here there is a serial port with a typical DEC connector, and this is the port I will use later, and also a Centronics port. And here these are the switches, the buttons on the front, and the display. Yeah, that's the whole printer. I checked also the power supply, and from a visual standpoint, I do not see anything which is gone. But okay, I had to check every component if there is some kind of electronic failure, but I hope this failure is still a mechanical problem over here. And online I found also illustrated parts breakdown from the printer, so it's easy to maintain it because it's everything well documented. So I've disassembled parts of the paper transport system, and now the paper transport system is much smoother than before. but I found another issue on the printer here on the left between the two cards, the communication card and the logic board. There is a connector and one of the pins were heavily bended. After I have bended the pin back in the correct position, the pin broke. And therefore I have to solder in a bypass cable. So now it's this bypass cable between the logic board and the communication board. And for that reason, I did a thing. I think some YouTube enthusiasts would kill me for that, but I have to saw out a bit of the chassis inside. You cannot see it from the outside, but inside here is also a piece of plastic inside, here between the communication board and the other part, and because I need the possibility to put the cable through the chassis, there now inside is a bit of the chassis is missing. So I've put out the saw and saw a hole in the chassis. And after that, the printer is working at the moment, so I can turn it on. You can see. The display is also working. It's in German, the menu, also the buttons are in German, and the head moved, and now it needs paper. But I've tried to print several things, and all the tapes are not working, so I thought, okay, maybe they are dried out, the ink is dried out, but there's another problem here. I've opened one. The paper, the ribbon transport system in the cartridge, there is a bit of also foam inside, and the foam is disintegrating. Therefore, there's no transport mechanism inside the cartridge, so all my cartridges are not able to print anything. I've put some ink on that part over here on that cartridge and try to print something. And that's the result, so you cannot see a lot of, because there is no possibility of transport for the ribbon band. Therefore, I need new cartridges, but I found one online, so I've ordered them, and I hope they will deliver to me within the next days, and then I will see if the printer is printing again. But for you, this is just the next scene, because this is one video for you. But for me, there will be several days between this scene and the next scene. And there's another thing here. Down there is a piece of metal, and I think, oh, what's that? I wrote it in the bin, and then there was an error. It said that the cover is open. So this is not any piece of metal. This is a magnet, because here's a contact for the magnet, and when this magnet is removed, the printer does not work, because normally there's a cover on top, and I do not have this cover. I never had this cover, so this magnet is just some the possibility to run the printer without the cover, but okay, you can put your hand inside the printer. You should not do that. But okay, the printer is working from a technical standpoint. I'm waiting for the new ribbon cartridges, and when we'll see them in the next scene, if the printer is working with the terminal, and then I will try out to print something. And it's a few days later, and I've got new ribbons. This one here, they are a bit smaller than the old ones, but they are working, so they are fit in the printer, and they are working with the printing head, and the printer is printing now. So you can see the result here. This is just the configuration from the printer. It's not the not a file from a computer, and it's not perfect, but I think I can read what's printed on the paper. So I think it's usable. What's coming out of the printer. And now I will hook up the printer to a terminal, and will print some things which coming from my OX cluster, or no, from my VMS cluster, but I will just turn on the VEX machines. And for that reason, because it's a dogmatics printer, and you can see the paper here, but it's just a single paper, I have This paper here, this is called stationery paper or endless form paper. It depends from where you live, how you call it. And I will use that 2000, or now I think it's 1980 pieces of paper with that printer and hook up it to a terminal and then check if I can print things from the machine. Now the continuous form paper is the printer. I put the printer on this small table, and underneath is the paper, and it's connected to that terminal over here. And I can print something. I can maybe here show a license, and then I'll hit the key F2 print, and then the printer will print the screen. And then the screen is printed, and then I can use this key here, FF, and then it continues until I can remove the whole page, and then I have a printed screen. So this is working, and so the printer is basically working, and I can print out a couple of things. I did also print out several things, so I've printed longer listings. So now I can have a deeper look on all of that startup configuration I've printed here on the papers down my last paper. And this is the end of the video. The first video about the printer. You can see there's still some restoration needed. Also the wire configuration is not very stable. It's not very nice. The plastic is not white anymore. I'm trying out retro writing at the moment, but I'm not very successful with my current experiments with retro writing. So when I'm able to bright up plastic, I will do it with the printer as well. And also the printing head is not the result of the printing is not great. It's readable but not great. So I think I have to check how I can get a better printing quality. And also later I will put the printer on the terminal server, so in further videos we will see the printer again. Then I hope you found that interesting, and see you. No, that was not the end of the video, because the content you've seen before is several weeks old, but I was very busy and did not really want to make the music for the fast forward sections you've seen before, and therefore the content before is a bit older, and the time goes by, and I did a bit of research about the bad printing quality, and I've cleaned the printing head of the printer with alcohol, and now there is a lot better printing quality. And now the printer is outside of my normal room. It stands on a shelf where I store several things, and it's also quite high, so I have to stand on a ladder at the moment to use the printer, but I can print now the configuration again, and let's print it, and I hope you can see it. It's perfect printing. I did it also before, so now I can read the configuration, the printing perfectly. There's perfect printing result, and now the printer is, from a technical standpoint, working perfectly. But the optical, or not the optical, the visual aspects of the printer it needs some work. But this is something for the future. First I have to find a place inside my room where I can put the printer permanently to use it more. Yeah, and now that's at the end of the video, and I hope you found it interesting, and you can leave comments below and leave a like or subscribe or whatever you know it from all the other channels. And thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.